Alrighty, so the cosmetic sale is coming up very soon with the New Year's update for us on Global, which should be on Tuesday, if you're unaware. And with that, there's obviously some characters that you should maybe invest into. I'm going to tell you what I'm planning on investing into, and maybe give you some honorable mentions on characters that you might want to invest into if you haven't already. Yeah, my obviously in the thumbnail, one of them is going to be that I'm investing into is Halloween Easton. And that sounds kind of like a weird one to invest into, but I honestly think that she's probably the best backline unit to have for Escanor, just because she has the ultimate move gauge deplete, and she kind of buffs Escanor's stats and everything. And with him being so insane, and like he has so much one-shot potential, like turn one, like he can get rid of just about anybody on the board, like as soon as you go. It's obviously going to synergize really well with getting extra basic stats and everything from her passive, and, you know, just being able to kill somebody and then, you know, lowering their ultimate move gauge. I just think that she's a really, really great backline unit, and I am a firm believer in backline units. I think that backline units are the backbone of the team, and I definitely think they deserve to be invested into. So there's a couple of UR outfits that I don't have here, and then I do have UR weapons that I need to get as well. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to invest into the character, because as you can see, I mean, I know I'm hiding some of it, but this is the 5th slot right here, and obviously I do have 5 slots for each of them, but I don't know, maybe I won't go too crazy with this one. I might buy like a weapon or two, or maybe just the cosmetic pieces for more CC, but yeah, I do want to get her a little bit more up, so that way I can, you know, get as much CC as possible, because obviously going first is a really big thing in this game. Unfortunately, I'm not really a big fan of that. The second character that I would like to invest into is this Demon Chandler. I don't think that this Demon Chandler was like super crazy on release, but with the release of Purgatory Meliodas, he is looking like a really, really good backliner, because the new Meliodas uses a lot of pierce rate, and this character increases pierce rate by a lot. So he would be a really nice character to have in the backline, just something good to help the demon team overall. I guess a side note would be that you could potentially invest into the new Demon Cusack as well if you wanted to. This character I feel like is more of a frontline kind of unit. Like, you can definitely use him in the back, and his passive is okay and everything, but I feel like you want to run him in the front for the crit chance lower, just because it's such a decent card. But at the same time, like, running him right now, he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and he's not really contributing much to the team. He dies kind of quickly, but with Purgatory Meliodas, he could potentially be okay or be a little bit better. I'll try to mess around with him a little bit more once he comes out. But I feel like the damage reduction that Meli gives might be able to help this guy survive a little bit more. Just using him as an overall support character on the team, of course, might be pretty decent. So he's definitely a unit that you could try to invest into. Ominous Nebula Zeldris, if you don't have him, I know that he came out at kind of a bad time, and a lot of people maybe skipped him or didn't summon for him, which is completely understandable. He is on the new banner, so if you do get lucky and you do pull the character, he is pretty good. I still would rather run Festival Zeldris in the backline for the CC and the support that he has over running this character most of the time, but it's just because that older Festival Zeldris already has a Holy Relic. I've already invested so much into the character, like his CC is so good compared to this one, because I only have him at 1/6. I have recently, I'll hide my camera for this one, I have recently maxed out all of the cosmetics that I have for him, so all of his slots and everything like that are completely good to go, but even then he still has less CC than Festival Zeldris, which is just a bit unfortunate. So I think that he's a much better unit up front in the front line. Like, he can, you know, he has the Infect, everything's good there, and he has the Pulverize skill. I'm not a huge fan of Pulverize, but at least he has some sort of ult control. But the new Purgatory Melee also has a little bit of ult control as well, but this one I feel like you can actually control that, whereas the new melee relies on the enemy to not attack or anything to sort of deal with that. So probably not the greatest. At least you can kind of be in control with his ult, you know, sort of control. But the other characters that I would recommend that I'm not really planning on doing too much with, I do kind of want to invest into Skadi. Let me just move my camera up a little bit. I'm sorry. That way you guys can see the cosmetics and everything. But Skadi is a character that has become really good on the dogs, surprisingly, just because they put on a lot of debuffs and stuff like that. So I am missing an outfit here, so I could grab the Ice Queen outfit if I wanted to, so that way she has, you know, max outfits. I am missing 2 weapons here, and one of them is SSR, so that'll be, what, 15 diamonds compared to it normally being 20, and then this will be 20 compared to 30. So it would be a good time for me to go ahead and grab her weapons. I'm still missing a cosmetic as well. I just didn't invest nearly. I normally don't invest as heavy as heavily into characters that aren't festival units. I don't normally just buy both outfits for every single character that comes out. That's way too much money to spend on units that normally just sit in the box. So she is a good character, though. She's a really good support. She's very, very good for, like, most PvE activities, surprisingly. Like, she's just really nice for a lot of them, because most of the time PvE stuff ends up debuffing and everything, and she just, you know, she helps a lot with this passive. This passive is super good for PvE. So, that being said, I would honestly recommend, if you haven't invested into any of your Demonic Beast characters, that now would be also a good time to do that. I say now, but whenever the cosmetic sale, you know, starts, of course. The Thonar is, I currently have an issue with Thonar. She is getting a Holy Relic in the next update, which I do plan on building. But the thing with Thonar is, even with, you know, maxed out, or I don't want to say maxed out cosmetics, but I have 5 in each slot, and I'm pretty sure that the people that I've seen use her for videos have, like, maxed out cosmetics for her. I'm not positive on that, but she ends up patiencing quite a bit when it comes to floor 2 of the dogs, which is unfortunate, because having her be able to remove ultimate move gauge would be very, very handy. So that is really annoying. I think that just having the just 5 slots, like, filled for each of these, you know, sections would be definitely worth having. That way she has a little bit more HP, she can survive a little bit more, because she gets targeted quite a lot for the dogs. So making sure that you have costumes and stuff like that, or just outfits, is very good. Just making sure that she has some sort of defense. Obviously gear is going to contribute a lot more, but having these is definitely nice. It's going to contribute to the base stat and everything like that as well. Magelda, obviously very good. She's a little bit more, like, on the damaging side, I feel like, compared to a lot of the other Demonic Beast characters. Like, her Amplify skill synergizes really well with her passive and her Holy Relic, so she can actually deal some good damage because she puts on so many buffs. So getting some of her outfits and stuff like that registered would be a good idea. I actually don't have the 5th outfit, surprisingly. I did invest a lot into her weapons, more than anything, just so that way she would actually deal some more damage. So I guess I could technically go ahead and try to pick up an outfit and a cosmetic while I'm at it, so that way she has 5. I actually thought I already had these, but I guess not. But either way, just the Demonic Beast characters in general are definitely good. You don't necessarily, like, have to, you know, invest into them if you don't want to, because more often than not, they're kind of supporty characters. And if you're having a good time, like, if as long as you can get through the content in general, like, I don't normally have an issue with investing into them or anything like that. Like, actually, for me personally, I didn't even level 100 Magelda and Jormungand until just 2 or 3 weeks ago, because they were working fine as level 90s, and I didn't see the point in pushing them up to 100 while there were other characters that I would rather have at 100. So finally got around to that. So I don't know, just might be a good time. I know a lot of people do have, they struggle with the demonic beasts, and honestly, they're really tough. So if you don't have like a super OP team, or maybe you don't have the right characters for it, just investing into these characters can be really, really helpful. So getting, all of her outfits and everything. I'm still missing a weapon for her. I actually do have all of these. I think that she got an extra one from her affinity though. So yeah. That's the only reason I have that. So I might go ahead and try to buy at least the cosmetics that I need to get max cosmetics in each of these characters. But yeah, those are just kind of the ones that I would personally plan on investing into. Maybe Brunhild is also a good one to do. Obviously, she's very like PvE oriented, and you really use her for like the bird and the deer and stuff like that as well. You can use her on the dogs as well, but I don't know. Obviously, if you don't have any of your festival characters invested into, like Liz, she's really big in the meta right now to pair with Escanor. Deanne, of course, is really big. Unfortunately, the new Escanor and the Infinity Merlin are excluded from the sale, so you can't really buy any of their outfits, which is a little bit unfortunate, I gotta say, but I guess I get it. Escanor's really new, but I figured Merlin would probably have hers on sale, but I guess not. I guess she's still too new. But either way, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you have any recommendations for people to invest into, or, you know, if you're planning on investing into somebody that I didn't say, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are actually investing into, because maybe, I don't know, maybe I want to invest into that too. So either way, obviously, diamonds are pretty thin right now. There's been the whole Escanor banner, and we're just about to go into the Purgatory banner too. So even though I will have diamonds left over after the one rotation, doesn't always mean I want to spend them. So spend your gems wisely, because you never know what's coming up next. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.